What are you doing with that toy?
Get Bella.
ZigZag.
Bella, now.
Well, Mom, I thought I would give you a tour of the garden. Since you can't walk through it with us, these are the strawberries. And this is the tomatillo plant. Haven't ever eaten tomatillas, so I'm kind of excited to see what they taste like. This is a new vegetable we're growing that looks kind of like clover. It's called oca. And that is the new boysenberry bush putting out new leaves. And this is a tea plant, so I can make my own tea. And we have tomato plants with little bitty flowers on them, trying to make fruit. These are the sunchokes. We have 2 buckets of sunchokes, and they're doing really, really well this year. Here's another tomato. Oh, look, a baby tomato. Oh, yum, yum. So we've got lots of pretty tropicals. This is the miracle fruit. And here's the aloe vera that you helped me start years ago. Lots of aloe vera now. A little sorrel that's struggling. And this is the guava tree next to the bananas. And this banana is really getting tall. And now the birds of paradise and the bamboo. Look how tall the bamboo's getting. More birds of paradise and Hawaiian Thai plants. And it's the whole corner of the yard with palm trees.
The fig leaf ficus is doing very well. This is edible ginger. It's not as colorful as the variegated ginger, but we can eat this. So here in the corner we have 2 banana trees that came from our behind neighbor, Joreen, that now owns the house I rented. And these are the big birds of paradise with the white blooms. Well, I hope they'll have white blooms. They're getting mature, and hopefully they will blossom this year. There's another one. There are about 5 of the white ones.
So it's a work in progress. This is a squash. And the Crenshaw melons. And we've got bell peppers trying to grow. Here's one. Let's hope that it gets ripe. And here's the bleeding heart that blooms white. As you can see, they're starting to open up. Okay, and now for the tour of the fruit trees. Here's a Mexican lime. This is one of the dwarf pomegranates, and it has a pomegranate on it. This is one of the mandarin oranges without a single orange on it this year. All of them fell out. Oh no, that's not true. Look, here's a little one right there. There's a little one. And here's another dwarf pomegranate with one pomegranate there. And one, oh, and 2 down here. Let's see if these fruit will actually ripen this year. Here's 2 more right down there. And this is the grapefruit that Larry gave us. Here's a loquat tree. The peach, I don't think has made it, but they're kind of tough to grow in Texas anyway. And these are the new blueberries, Mom. Look, it has blueberries. And some of them have already ripened, and we've tasted them. They're delicious. Just wonderful. All the blueberries. This is the macadamia nut tree. We'll start at the bottom and go all the way up. And see, this is the Page Mandarin Orange. Look at all the oranges. Woohoo! We're going to have oranges this year. Oranges, oranges everywhere. And these are the really yummy ones. And then this is the Satsuma. Lots of oranges this year. We're going to have orange juice. Won't get any colds this next year. And then this is the persimmon tree. And it's gotten really, really tall. So this is its second year. And maybe we'll get persimmons this year. It's tried to fruit once and dropped its fruit because it needs to concentrate on branches and its root system. These are the apricots. 2 apricot bushes. Ah, this is the clementine, the little cuties that you like so much. This is the lemon tree. It's getting nice and big this year, and we have some lemons. Here's a lemon. And they're really pretty variegated cream and green. Here's another one. Yeah, they're going to be yummy. Pink lemonade. This is the Barbados cherry. And we thought we'd lost it in the freeze, but it's coming back. It's a nice, pretty bush this year. Here's the Groomy Chama. And again, we thought we'd lost it in the freeze, but it's coming back real nicely. And then this is the yellow grapefruit. And it's got lots of fruit on it this year, all the way out to the end of the branches. And those get to be really, really big grapefruit, so we'll probably have to pick some of those so it doesn't break a branch. Here's another dwarf pomegranate that already has a piece of fruit on it. We'll see how that goes. And this is the full-size pomegranate. And it's flowered a couple times, but keeps dropping the fruit. Okay, this is the thornless lime. And it's got some fruit too. The loquat tree gave us loquats for the first time this year. That was very exciting, very sweet and wonderful to eat. Here's the other lime tree coming back from the freeze very well. This is the second Page Mandarin, and it's got lots of little fruits on it, so we're going to have good fruit there. And you know, the winter freezes that Houston never gets, but got two winters in a row. We thought we'd lost both of these starfruit trees, but they've come back. And they're not big trunks again like they were before, but it's looking good and they're getting tall. And hopefully we'll have fruit next year. Sago palms back in the corner. All right, and now for the surprise garden. This is the new garden bed, and we've got Scarlet Emperor beans and Romano pole beans growing to beat the band. We've been eating beans. And then we've got soybeans. You can see the little edamame soybeans right there. Oh, I'm causing a shadow, aren't I? There we go. And then we've got squash. My goodness, I didn't realize that squash had such huge leaves. But we've got squash growing. There are the flowers, and there's a little baby squash right there. And here's another flower down here. And there's another one right there. So we're going to have squash this year, which is really cool. First time for squash. And then this plant, okay, this is squash. This is, ooh, you know what? This feels really cool, kind of like velvet. Very soft. This is the yacon. It's from the Andes. And there's the fruit that we're going to eat down there. It's like a potato. It's a tuber. And then these are baby comfreys that I grew from root. So they're doing very well. So coming around from the new vegetable bed, this is the fig tree. Just huge. And I don't see any fruit on the fig tree yet. It's still a little early for fruit. Oh no, there they are. I know how much you really love figs. So when they ripen, I'm bringing you figs. Yep, there's some small figs all over. Now for the second and main vegetable garden, you see chives on the end, and that's the comfrey that's in its second year right there. Planted new beans, and they're already to the top of the trellis and growing very well. No beans yet, but that's okay because we got plenty of beans already from the other bean plants. And of course, we have volunteer basil everywhere this year. Here's a squash trying to flower and give us some fruit, which is a wonderful thing. And I want you to check out the cucumbers. We have got cucumbers coming, lots and lots of flowers. And hopefully we're going to have fruit really soon. Looks like we might have a few babies. We'll look in a second. And we have beets, finally. But I think it's kind of weird because beets are supposed to be in the ground like a root, but they're on the surface. These are the Brussels sprouts. And as you can see, we've got baby sprouts. They just need to grow a little bit more before we can pick them and eat them. See, there's some more right there, Brussels sprouts. All of this is carrots that have been in the ground for a long time, so maybe we can have a carrot or two for dinner tonight. And this is the garlic patch. That's about 150 garlic plants growing. And the basil, more and more basil. Here's another squash right there trying to bloom and give us vegetables. But let me back up so you can see all of the tomato plants with blossoms and tomatoes coming really well. I think I planted a few tomatoes this year, Mom. Quite a few, actually. So let's come around here. And let me show you that we have got tomato blossoms. We've got tomatoes that are green, starting to mature, little babies, getting bigger by the day. Gorgeous. But look what's hiding down here. Yeah. I'm gonna pick one of those and bring them to you. Here's another one that's nice and red, but not quite ready. Almost, not quite. There are some more clusters of tomatoes. And look, I think I'm going to be able to make tomato sauce this year. Homemade tomato sauce. Those are starting to get red. They're gonna be yummy. Okay, I'm gonna get close to the cucumbers now so you can see all of the blossoms on the cucumbers. Lots and lots of blossoms on the cucumbers. Do we have any fruit yet? I don't see any yet. Lots of flowers though. Oh, look. See it? That's a little baby lemon cucumber. All of these are lemon cucumbers, which are yellow, and they're round, about the size of a baseball or softball maybe. There's one. Yeah, we're going to get some good fruit from these. I'm not growing any of the green long cucumbers this year because all the ones last year were too bitter to eat. So I thought I would try these because they say they're never bitter. Oh, this is a Crenshaw melon. And another Crenshaw melon. And squashes. We have squashes. Last but not least is the new beds that we've put up. And we've got one of them ready to plant, coming from all these starters. These are fennel, little baby fennels. This is alfalfa, so we can have our own homemade sponges. And these are Crenshaw melons. Yum! I know how much you love Crenshaws, so hopefully we're going to have at least one to share this year. Almost forgot, this is the passion flowers. And passion flower makes fruit too, so hopefully this year we'll get passion flower fruit. Well, I can't remember whether I showed you the avocado plant yet or not, but there's an avocado, and there's an avocado. First year getting fruit from the avocado tree. Yay! Last but not least is the lychee tree, and the lychee has survived those winter freezes and hopefully is gonna take off and grow a lot this year. Here's the roses. Bleeding heart that blooms purple. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and healthier every year. And then we've got the bromeliads that Sean's had for years. Your ferns that I took cuttings from your yard. This is a really cool new plant that we got last summer. It's a monstera, so it's in the split-leaf philodendron family, I guess. The remains of the lettuce that we really never had any lettuce from. And this is what the greenhouse looks like in the summer. This is the lemon tree that Myrna just gave us. It's got new leaves, grown from a seedling. I'm really looking forward to it. Her lemons look like oranges and taste so sweet. Can't wait. And here is, this is the gardenia bush. It's pretty spent. Had wonderful, wonderful smelling flowers this year. But as soon as you cut them, they wilt, so we leave them on the bush. And this is the jasmine. As you can see, the jasmine is very mature and just smells so wonderful when it's blooming. Tried to get cuttings from that this year, so maybe we'll have a fresh jasmine. Let me back up just a little bit. There we go. There's a jasmine. Flowers, 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 flowers. And the bees just love it. Looking out the front door, the Schiflera, which froze almost all the way to the ground last winter, is taller than me already. And there's little ZigZag. ZigZag! What you doing, girl? And of course, split leaf philodendrons that just grow and grow and grow, and we chopped off the crepe myrtles and they're growing back again, just like they always do. So we moved the yucca plant to the front yard since it was biting me in the backyard. So this is how pretty the mailbox looks right now, with all the nice little orange flowers. And the scarlet emperor beans. And here is one of the new beds in the front yard with sunflowers and lots of scarlet emperor beans. Around the edge are the carrots. And in the middle is some Swiss chard. Very pretty. We won't eat it though, because it disagrees with us. But the sunflower is as tall as I am in the middle. And look, there are beans on the scarlet emperor. So you've been enjoying those beans with us. It's lovely to be able to eat your garden. And lots of blossoms. Second new bed with more sunflowers, carrots around the edge. This bed has fennel in the middle that's starting to get nice and feathery. Lots of blossoms on the scarlet emperor beans. Oh wow, this sunflower is starting to make a flower. That is very cool. Is this one making a flower too? It looks like it might be. Oh my goodness. We've got volunteer tomatoes. Don't think we're going to need more though, because we got plenty growing in the backyard. And look at this. That's the sunflower, ready to produce its flower. Think we're going to have a few carrots to eat.